Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Ultimate Apocalypse casts this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 3 vs 3 on platform. Playing on Team 1 as the Chaos Space Marines, we've got Warp, we've got Nikita 111 playing as the Space Marines, and we've got Seaman Dominator playing as the Imperial Guard. Whereas on Team 2, playing as the Space Marines, we've got the Blast Furnace, we've got Kaiku playing as the Sisters of Battle, and we've got Stranger playing as the Orks. So I do believe that this is a game sent in from the 3 vs 3 Ultimate Apocalypse tournament that happened recently. So you can expect the highest of tiers, the toppest kind of level of gameplay from these players here. And yeah, it's not a map that we often see. We've got plenty of narrow choke points over down here from these corridors. Got a lot of open space in the middle with these guys basically being practically next door neighbours. And then we've got some more narrow choke points down here. I do believe the Imperial Guard will be benefiting a lot from here. And we're already seeing a field command being placed smack dab in the middle of this strategic point and the relic, which is going to be so painful for Blast Furnace to break through. Also, by the by, hi Blast Furnace. I've not seen you on the channel for quite some time. Huge member of the community. Basically carries it on his back half the time. Some would say anyway. Yeah, we've got Orks versus Chaos, Sisters versus Space Marines, and Space Marines versus the Imperial Guard. Imagine that these guys in the middle will just be providing some support to their ally on either side of here. So potential for 1 vs 2 scenarios on both the north and the south of some Orc Slugger boys dozing around these Chaos Space Marines. A lot of health and armor do these Chaos Space Marines, but even with all that up against the big mech, they will be struggling. Got some more guys over on the northern side coming in for a flanking maneuver. Plenty of cultists to get some stereo bits. About 2 squads of cultists. Now I do believe that you have gone, or should I say Warp has gone for the Marcus Slanesh on these guys. So bear that in mind. There will be a little bit more zippy zappy, a bit more maneuverable for their marks and stuff. We're able to respond to lots of threats and stuff. Plenty of conscripts being murdered by these scouts over here, but they're going to get some decaps in. They're not there to survive, they're just there to be a nuisance and also hide inside this field command, provide that early game plasma gun nonsense, which will make sure that these tactical marines from Blast Furnace stay far away from Nikita. But they have managed to prevent this listing post from being built up on this side. Lots of Chaos Space Marines putting some pressure on the Orcs over on this side. And a big mech and a couple of Slugger boys ain't going to be dealing much damage against these guys at the moment. We'll see that listing post being upgraded there. But I'm seeing all these frontline listing posts being upgraded for defensive reasons, I imagine. And what are you going to go for, Mr. Kaiku? You have brought forth... Serafins, of course. Mobile, swift and nimble, able to provide support no matter where is required on the battlefield. Massing up against the tactical marines. Did see the missionary get that decap there, but will be taken down. But a sacrifice he's willing to make. Sisters will hide inside the heavy cover here and scare these tacticals away. Still though, got plenty of conscripts over on this side. We'll also be placing down an infantry command down here as well. So Imperial Guard just going to decide to sit back and control the centre, as is good and proper for them. You see some minefields been placed up by the servitors here, and they will blur these guys up quite nicely. There were lots of conscripts, and now there are 0. So what a way to deal with that incursion there. Won't be able to do much over here at the moment, but they've at least defended that section for now. Chaos Space Marine still running rampant over here. Cultists getting some decaps inside the Sisters' little quadrant. Triangle. Too curvy for a triangle, man. Can't do your sine and cosines on them. Pythagoras' theorem weeps at a curvy triangle.
What do you want?
But plenty of flames, and the Serafins will be coming over, and the cultists aren't going to be doing all that well against Serafins. Chaos Lord is in there. In fact, actually, yeah, these guys are just going to jump over. Decide to take these guys on. Orcs losing a strategic point here, but will be making short work of this listing post on the relic. And yeah, there's only 2 relics. There's one over here, and there's one over there. Currently both being controlled by the southern team. Orcs a little bit slow to get going in the Ultimate Apocalypse side of things. They open up very similar to how they would in vanilla. But as the game goes on, get a little bit wacky, some would say. But in that late game, they've got so many options for them. Sisters got quite a good early game with their Seraphins. The Cannes comes out with the Inferno Pistol as well, does a lot of damage against these Chaosian Space Marine people. Keep on the move. Down over on this side, things have calmed down quite some. Space Marines, Imperial Guard, just knowing where they stand with each other. They're starting to provide some support over towards the centre. Got a couple more conscripts on the way in. Commissars in their ranks as well, just to keep them fighting fit. This Lord in the middle, big mech, not feeling all that well. Look at that charge, he's just going to go in. See if we can finish him off, but not quite. Orks managing to recapture their strategic point. Thing's been thrown in. Listening post, will it be able to... No, it's going to be cancelled. Orks are starting against it. And hold on a second. Sorry about that, just double checking that the recording software was on. Always a fear of the caster, recording entire game, not having pressed the record button. We've got Space Marines and conscripts coming on in. And that's a lot. That's a lot of dudes. Having a little bit of trouble with the pathing there. Might do them in. Ever have trouble with pathing, trying to move people in the middle and then move them to a side. General way forward, but plenty of fire. Flames have been thrown around everywhere, but also got Chaos Space Marines coming on both sides. So a pincer maneuver. Also lovely flamey effect from these guys. Missionary just taking it in the face. Absolutely hero that he is. That's a lot of dudes. Do have plenty of snipers from Blast Furnace there. Not sure if they'll be able to take on the Imperial conscripts, but might do a bit of damage to those tacticals at the very least. Yeah, I don't think that these sisters are optimally placed here. Not the best in a defensive situation. They've got their Order Hereticus Chamber down. And going straight for that Caldaris Assassin. Whether she'll be able to turn the tide of the battlefield, who knows? Got some Storm Boys. Have you got your Power Claws on yet? Not at the moment. But don't do a bad bit of damage. Or at least, you know, they can go around the sides and avoid some sort of serious engagement. In fact, we've got triple Storm Boys here, so... We have seen Strange on the channel before. Big fan of the Storm Boy harassment on the flanks. Can't really ignore them. Here comes the Kaldar Assassin. Able to use a wonderful ability which basically says, stop. You're all on ceasefire mode now. No fighting between you for a little while. Peace is an option. Also allows these Devastators to get into position. All come out with heavy bolter turrets. Or heavy bolter guns, should I say. It's a little bit of a while to set up, but very quickly breaking down the conscripts. And also turn their attention to the Tactical Marines. Grenade being thrown smack bang in the middle of them, but they've also been supported by plenty of snipers. Storm Boy is also going to come over as well, so what looked like a very deadly assault is now falling foul to being out of position. It takes a while for these guys to get out of there. Could have done with a Rhino, but too early in the game for that. Throwing all their eggs in one basket. Slugger Boys trying to attempt to... I mean, this is their mountain here. They can capture and hold this strategic point. That is a major boon for them. If anything, just because they've done it. More conscripts, I should have said. Actually, no, these are fully qualified guardsmen. Place down some sandbags for defensive reasons, but no amount of sandbags are going to save you from the sheer amount of sniper fire coming in. Also got some smoke in there as well. Yeah, no infiltration detection. Do they even know that these guys are firing at them? Oh, yeah, they do. Imperial Guard throwing down a long-range scanner. Well, they're still within range by the looks of things. Being given that additional vision from the Caldaris Assassin. These guys dying quick as you like. Got Space Marines on northern side. And also in the middle as well. I think they're throwing way too much into this. That being said, though, Tactical Marines are now going to come in. Got a combination of missile launchers and heavy bolters as well. But this is an entrenched position now. They're already set up to fire. So assaulting them while they're already set up is a bit of a difficult situation. Falling back a bit. Look at all these Storm Boys. Not sure where they're going, but they're just having a grand old time. Just flying around the place. Sisters now finally able to get all their listing posts properly built up. And it's just a wave of jumping units. Our Space Marines making that good stand in the centre. Angelic Visage on the Seraphins, increasing their overall damage output. The Chaos Space Marines having to run back. I'm just going to teleport straight in there. Let's get a turn fingers so we can see all the action going on. I've got double touch on this side. And it's a good firing line from Team 1 here. But is it enough to take on all these scouts? Definitely need... Oh, they've got a Servo Skull in here, so we'll be able to spot them. Also one Standard Bearer joining their fully qualified guardsmen, and a medic in there as well, just to keep them in the fight. Plenty of weapon servitors from Nikita and some Devastators. Looks like it's going to be a long-range engagement from both teams here. Stormboys mincing around. Big Mech got a zap on that Hell Talent, but it will fly away just in the nick of time. Chaos Space Marines now making an assault on the Orc side of things. We've got their aspiring champions with the plasma pistols, which will be good against the Orc Stormboys, as they are heavy infantry. Being supported by that Hell Talent will help them break down the buildings a lot quicker than otherwise. The Orcs have got their mech lab on the go to allow them to recruit more advanced units. Wonderful placement from Dominator's buildings. See down here, still being defended quite well. Also got a Ministorm Priest unit down here. Very difficult to take these guys on. All these guys basically increase the health regen of the main dude. And with that shield takes reduced range damage, I do believe. Quite the menace. This guy's making use of the heavy cover as the Chaos Space Marines continue to push over into the Orc side of things. I don't know if the Orcs are able to defend this. Not independently. We'll be getting some assistance from the Seraphins, but when they come down to assist, these guys will then push in. So wonderful teamwork from Team 1, pushing in as and when they need to. And if the Seraphins are going to be defending this, instantly having the morale broken by all these grenades being thrown in. Devastator Marines breaking down this listing post. And the Sisters really reeling at the moment. Same with the Orcs over on here. Space Marines on the southern side though, they're making a bit of a push. The Storm Priests not having that much of an impact as they would have liked. These scouts and their morale-breaking snipers causing them some issues. Orcs are now coming back at it. Plenty of Stormboys slapping these guys in close combat. Got some supporting cultists. 15 of them, in fact. Stormboys might struggle as well with the mass of Hell Talons. Also got plenty of infiltrated tank busters knocking around on this side. In the centre, Imperial Guard and Tactical Marines been prevented from firing again by that Caldaris assassin. Seraphins now with their Inferno pistols. Not killing the Imperial Guard as quickly as they would have liked. You have the Manufactorum. Nothing much else been built up by them at the moment. They are probably struggling with their economy. Actually, no, they're not. They've got quite a lot of money left over. Could be buying more stuff if they wanted to. Just constantly building up those Caldaris assassins. Maybe they're saving it for something else. Stormboy's now running amok. And these guys... Do you have your... yeah, you do have your power course now, so that will massively increase the amount of building damage that they can do. Already running roughshod over everything that the Chaos Space Marines have to offer. Blast Furnace bringing forth those Devastators, and a whole mass of them being transported by those Rhino transports. And they're inside the Space Marine base. Could now come up with a flanking maneuver on these guys. They don't really have much in the way of building bashing weaponry apart from a couple of missile launchers here. So it will take them a while to deal the killing blow on the Sisters, but left to their own devices, they will manage to do it. Here come the Devastators and the Snipers. These Tactical Marines have been broken down quite quickly. Sorcerer's Convent been sniped out. And yeah, just a Caldaris assassin. Just keep on bringing her out. Every time she comes out once being killed, she's got that ceasefire ability recharged. So actually her being killed, not a bad shout at all. Wonderful delaying tactics from Kaiku here. Allowing Blast to come forth. And with this weapon composition that he has, absolutely ideal killing the lightly armoured special weapons teams. Oh, so you did have weapons to break stuff down, because that's what the special weapons team is for. Never mind me. Never mind me indeed. But now back to a corner. They've got nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Got these Hell Talons from Warp, which I assume have done some badness and sadness to the back lines somewhere. Constantly making sure that the Orks have, well, basically all of Team 2 have got to keep their back lines nice and safe. Stormtroopers really causing a lot of issues over on this side. Sleeper still online there. Now got a Dreadnought out and about. Might struggle against us infiltrate tank busters. These guys still alive there. But that being said, more Caldara assassins. Replacement convent for Kai Q here. And it does seem that the Devastators at some point were destroyed while I was looking away. We'll be catching all the action here, boys and girls. These kinds of matches, everything is happening at once. It's impossible to really see all of it. One bad dock here. Oh, he's gone. Oh, so strange. So, if you're not familiar with how Orks work in Ultimate Apocalypse, in the settlement, you are able to dedicate yourself to a clan. And when you dedicate yourself, if you've got a certain model on the field, just increase your squad cap quite a lot. And he's probably gone for the bad dock clan, which allows him to increase his squad cap quite dramatically, which is very important for the Orks in the early game. I should say the mid game, really. I suppose that's where we are at the moment. Plenty of Orks over here, though. And Chaos, well, they've got the Dreadnoughts on the go. The Orks do have the more elite units on the field. The Flash Gates are knocking on, although they are being tied up by the Chaos Lord, but a mass teleport reposition themselves way over here. Having to focus down on this stuff. Over on this side, though, Nikita still pushing in, doing amazing jobs. But just that must be the most frustrating thing in the whole wide world. Every 5 seconds,
no task
definitely need to focus on destroying this Ordo Hereticus chamber. Maybe some Rhinos for these guys might be amazing. When these guys come out to stop from firing, just stick them in there and then reposition them somewhere else. Down over here, Blast Furnace is attempting to bash down the field command of Seaman Dominator. One. Oh dear, that poor guardsman been flung far and wide. Hellhound attempted to burn things up, but doing all that well in this situation. Dreadnought just ignoring all the incoming damage. We've got temporary tendency yet. They will be able to repair this fairly well.
Procrastination is the thief of my
And
patience.
yeah, this is quite the consistent engagement. Now the flash kits are coming in. I don't know if these guys will want to stick around any length of time. There's no limit to the amount of flash kits you can get in Ultimate Apocalypse. Forcing assault on this side from the Storm Boys. They've made quick work on the middle ground, and now they're focusing on the Chaos base proper. And those listing posts going down. No one really to defend them at the moment. All the fighting forces have either been killed or they've been tied up in the centre. And unable to respond to this flanking force of flash gates. All these Space Marines from Nikita have been wiped out. Nikita says no. That player then does leave. Team Dominator as well. And then, yep, these guys, they also go. So, yeah, that was quite intense all the way through. Straight up action from the absolute get-go. Wonderful placement from down here. The Imperial Guard player just basically saying, right, this area is mine. And all the way for that game, that was his. No one was going to contest that anytime soon. Blast could have, if he wanted to, got a bunch of missile launchers on those tactical marines in his tier 2 and start pushing down onto this side. But then again, it's really hard to take him on purely because those tech priest engine seers are able to repair those buildings quite efficiently. And it's just not really, cost effective. May as well put your pressure on places that's a lot easier to take down. Chaos Space Marine is doing a really wonderful job being able to put a lot of pressure on the Orc side of things. Pushing in quite far on this side, but not really being able to keep up that stuff going on as those Storm Boys just basically able to either jump on top of them and bash them, or jump over them and then start bashing their economy from the back line. So, just either being able to take on their forces directly or just being able to circumvent them and all that stuff. And I mean, yeah, just system battle here. I mean, barely really making that much of a contribution in the fighting side of things, but being able to delay this fighting force in the middle. There were so many resources being popped down here, trying to make the sister battle just basically non-existent. And yeah, he just said, you know what? No, I don't want to fight you. You can just sit here for forever and ever, Amen, and I'll just watch you as you just sit there doing absolutely nothing. So wonderful delaying tactic from Kaiku there. So yeah, so thank you so much, Stranger, for sending in that game. And if you want to support the channel, have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month gets you once a game a week. And there is also a Discord, where Discord things happen. Links in the description as always. As with Miss Landshark, pleasure's always never short. Now, see you in a bit. Peace.